live and thrive. And again, I am just really happy to have you here. The title of this is called 634 Grab and Go Bento Box Meal Plan. So it's kind of a big title, but that means 6-minute prep time. That's pretty amazing per meal, per bento box. 6-minute prep time, $3 a meal, and at least 4 food items in each bento box. The grab and go refers to who we're up against, who we're competing against. Hot and Ready, Little Caesars, Burger King, Wendy's, all the fast food places. As soon as you drive up to the window, they hand you your meal and off you go. So it's really hard to avoid those places because everybody wants to be able to just grab and go and have their meals. So we are going to duplicate that, except we're going to do it on our own. And bento box kind of refers to portion control, being able to you think of Asian foods and being able to portion and put foods in containers. It's a great way to control your portions and everything. So this is me again. My name is Cheryl McLaughlin. That's my website. That's my email and my phone number. You can go ahead and do a quick screenshot and contact me anytime. I live in the beautiful Salt Lake Valley. Right now we have some snow, and I live in a suburb of Salt Lake called Holiday. And I'm right up against this mountain. This mountain right here is called Mount Olympus. And this is where I have raised our family for almost 40 years. And I've actually lived in this area for over 50 years of my life. But I am on a little mission to help not only myself, but help other people in the area of health and wellness, socially, mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, and emotionally. So these are buzzwords that we try to create, or the benefits that come from what we do. Being able to play together, work together, energize, rejuvenate, help people save money and save time, and solve problems and make new connections, be active outdoors. You can take a look at all of these as you go along here. For the last 19 years, I have been trying to create a safe outdoor environment where friendships can easily flourish. We do things indoors, outdoors, online, and in person. So even if you're not here in the Salt Lake area, I'm trying to find ways to connect with people near and far. And these are just ideas of what you can do, what you can put in a bento box. So if you were at a party or a family gathering, quickly grab your bento boxes and start to put these in, and you can avoid wasting a lot of food and creating some really good meals. And I'm hopefully will show you some of these things. I'm trying to help people connect with each other, with my members in healthy eating habits, and just doing a little bit better than we already are. And my dream would be able to be creating a whole bunch of fun little bento box groups in your area. And it's just so exciting to know that we could have support online, but that we could be sharing this with people who are locally and in our own community. And even these pancakes and croissants, they can be in the bento box, just not in a big, huge portion. But networking and working with community and meeting people. We want you to spread the word, tell people to come to this class. I'll be offering this about once a week. We would love your support. We need your monetary support as well to be able to keep this going. But tonight, this class is free. And we know that just by having supportive and encouraging friends, mentors, developing relationships, connections, all those things make you very, very rich. And instead of spending so much money on groceries, what if that all went towards a beautiful trip to Iceland instead? That's one of the countries I really, really love, is going to Iceland and being able to spend time there. So I want to kind of relate this bento box thing to my experience that I've had for the last 19 years with what I did with hiking. So think about the power of one new friend. So 19 years ago, I needed one new supportive friend because I wanted to be a hiking guide. Well, over time, over the next 19 years, the most amazing things happened because one person joined me, and then I met another person, and they all were supportive and they were encouraging, and we all had something in common, which was hiking. And the most amazing things started to happen. Well, I love to show this little screen here because this is what can happen with our bento box. What if you had one new bento box friend who is really supportive and encouraging, and all these things that are going to start to happen in your future? So what is it that you desire? You know, everybody kind of has to think about what it is that they really desired. Well, one of the things that I really wanted several years ago is a way to feed my family of 6 inexpensive, healthy, fast home cooked meals. And I started teaching classes and finding new people who had this on the same radar, who wanted something like this. And the most wonderful things started to happen in my life because of this. But some of the benefits that we're talking about is being able to meet new people. We hope you'll attend future classes. Just try to keep things even more simple and easy, and practice what we call the 1% rule, which is just trying to do a little bit better, like 1% better than you were doing the day before, or the week before, or the month before. We'll give you new ideas and tips, and we hope that you'll share your bento box photos with us. I love seeing what other people are doing. So let me just tell you a few reasons why I am so passionate about this. 3 reasons: saving money, self-reliance, and eating healthier. In 1979, I married a wonderful man and we had 4 children. Well, in the course of now we have more children and grandchildren and more extended family. But during this 43, 42 years of marriage, we went through 5 layoffs, and that means we had no money coming in. And everybody can probably relate to that when you have no income. So I learned how to get back to the basics and learned how to grow a garden. This is some of my garden produce that I put in bento boxes. This is not what we are going after. This is some people's idea of a bento box, but not my idea. But I want to show you some of the goals that we have for every single bento box that we create. It's kind of a high standard. So in every bento box that we create, we want to make sure it's fast and easy to prepare. Number 2, it needs to be a grab and go. Number 3, it needs to be mobile. Number 4, it needs to be healthy. Number 5, enticing. Number 6, delicious. Number 7, inexpensive. Number 8, there needs to be a nice variety. Number 9, multiple uses of how to use this bento box. And number 10, it needs to be made from scratch as much as possible. We're trying to get away from processed foods. So let's go over those items one more time. Number 1, fast and easy to prepare. When I create a bento box meal, I try to do a little bento box party, and this is what it looks like. I have several white bowls. I make my presentation really nice and clean looking, and then I'll put all these really good healthy items, healthy food items in every one of these bowls. So whoever I have come over and make their bento box meals, then they can go ahead and pick and choose, and they have to put at least 4 different food items in each bento box. So I have these little bento box parties if you're in the Salt Lake area, or I might be able to eventually start going into other markets, and I will put on a bento box party, which is super fun. So if you're interested in that, I definitely want to hear from you, because it's a super fun thing to do when you get people together. So you could even do something like a zucchini boat with all this ground beef, and it's a really good meal, and then break that into several bento boxes. So you can make foods in bulk and then just break it down. Number 2, it needs to be easy to eat. And the way you do that is with a toothpick or a fork or spoon or chopsticks or something like that. This happens to be Olive Garden dressing. And so I can just take that toothpick and dip it into my little vegetables, and it makes it nice and easy. And I can eat anywhere. Number three, it needs to be portable. So I always try to take an ice pack, and I'll put a couple of different bento boxes in there, and I can take food with me. These are meals all ready to eat. And so on the go, it definitely helps to not stop at any of these other places because I have a meal in my car ready to eat at any moment. Number four, you want to make sure it is healthy. We're trying to give our body the very best fuel possible. And this is a great time to eliminate junk food. So when you put a bento box, all the ingredients that are going to go into a bento box, make sure that there is very few items that are junk food items. We're trying to think of really good, healthy food items to put in there. And it all starts with when you're putting your bento boxes together. Number five, it needs to be enticing. I just love taking pictures of food. It's like food art. We always eat with our eyes before we ever eat with our mouth. So that is a really important thing. And it needs to be delicious. These need to be food items that you really care about. Don't settle for food that does not taste great to you. This is some Swiss chard or beet greens, and I love this. This is the kind of thing that I really enjoy. It needs to be inexpensive, and it can easily be that way. Even when you're adding meat, there can be some meat in there and still be able to keep the cost down. And we're going after a variety. So not just a variety of colors, which this is all really pretty, different colors, but also textures. So some things may be crunchy and some things may be smooth, or whatever. But we always want to have at least 4 food items in every bento box. There needs to be multiple uses. Now, this is some just cut up, chopped up kale and some carrots and zucchini and croutons. Well, what if, besides eating those just individually by themselves, which I have done that many times and it's super delicious, but what if you took some of the kale and maybe threw that in a smoothie, or dropped some of the croutons in a soup along with some of the kale, or added it to a tossed salad or a pasta salad, frittata? So there's different ways to use some of these items to kind of embellish other items that you may want to use. And as much as possible, we're trying to make things from scratch. So get back to the basics and, eat more raw foods that are not all processed as much as possible. So we want to make sure we're getting plenty of proteins in there. And there's a wide variety of sources of proteins: nuts, quinoa, beans, cheese, all kinds of beans, turkey, beef, fish, chicken, eggs, all kinds of things. Now, the other thing I really love are the resources. And this is really what makes your bento, your meals, so much fun. I love these little bento boxes right here. You can get these on Amazon, and you end up paying about $20 for 20 boxes, so $1 a piece. They are leak proof, they're strong and durable, they're freezer safe, microwave safe, and you can put them in a backpack, carry them anywhere you want. Some of the benefits, think about this. You will have more money. Who does not want more money? You will spend less money at the grocery store, and you'll spend a whole lot less money eating out if you will follow this type of thing. This is time that we spent in Italy. Use this extra money towards a trip. I love having more time for my granddaughter and being able to spend more time with my grandkids, my husband, instead of always being in the kitchen trying to figure out what to eat. I know some people who just spend a lot of money on cold cereals, and they just depend on eating cold cereals for whatever meal they don't have something to eat. But we could raise the bar here a little bit and do a better job at eating all of our meals, much better, even while we still have kids at home. But more stamina, more energy, less illness. This is our group out there kayaking and stand-up paddling. We had so much fun, and I brought those bento boxes up there to the lake, and when we got off the water, we were always hungry, and I had a bunch of extra bento boxes. So it's really fun to share that with other friends and everything. But you'll end up with fewer medical bills, a healthy weight loss, and stronger, more efficient body. This is my goal is, and my slogan is just don't just survive, live and thrive. And my contact information is here one more time. And before we leave, let me just throw some other pictures. So this is a shrimp walnut Asian dish, which, oh, this is so delicious. But instead of just trying to eat the entire thing, you could do a takeout and divide this into a couple of different meals, or split a meal like this with a friend or your spouse. Same thing with this Asian food. You can, instead of trying to eat it all right now, you could easily turn this into several little bento boxes. This is what I absolutely love is these bento boxes, but this one right here costs about $15. And we are making all of our bento boxes for under $3 each, sometimes even under $2. So this is a friend of mine who came to one of our classes, our bento box class. He loved mixed nuts. And so he got a bunch of little containers like this, and he portioned them out so that he got his little treat every single day. So you could do this too. It doesn't have to be my bento box. This is kind of a fun little way to portion it out, make sure it kind of lasts a lot longer. And I love zucchini dishes. And again, a portion of that in every single little bento box that you make. This dish is one of my favorites. This is a breakfast meal that I make. It has oats, it has chia seeds, pieces of apples, cinnamon, walnuts, or almonds, and then a bunch of water, and it cooks for about 4 or 5 hours. And I eat this, I portion it out and eat this every single day. And my body absolutely loves it. It's just such a good kind of a porridge, and I just kind of warm it up and have it with a little bit of honey and almond milk. So there's no sugar added to this at all. It's just the apples, and this is the breakfast I live on every day. And then again, you could add these bento boxes or the sushi to your bento box. And when you're making a casserole or something like that, this is the perfect time to go ahead and portion that out into bento boxes. The cool thing about this, whether it's a pork chop or whatever, is when you pull those bento boxes out of the fridge, they're already made. You just maybe have to heat them up a teeny bit, but there's no thinking. There's no trying to decide what you're going to eat anymore. You just pull a bento box out, and whatever is in that bento box is going to be fantastic. So it just makes life super easy. These are just some other fun ideas of things that you could put inside of a bento box. And also there's a really good turkey. I just love doing food photography and being able to break these down, put them into bento boxes. This is another kind of a squash meal with walnuts or pecans. And even if you are doing a treat like this, you could have this in a bento box, just only include 1 or 2. So you're not making an entire bento box full of chocolate kisses. Or you've got these delicious devil food eggs. And even if you went out and got Jersey Mike's or a big Subway sandwich, break it up and have those, you could have several of those sandwiches in a bento box. And same thing with a relish plate, break it up. And it's just a really good way to use leftovers, or if everything doesn't get eaten immediately, then immediately put those into bento boxes and make those into really delicious meals. And again, I like to cook in bulk and then be able to break it up. That's another one, a picture of my apples. Again, the Swiss chard, I absolutely love. And we even in the fall, we buy a whole bunch of apples, and then we will can a bunch of applesauce or freeze the apples, and then we use them all winter long from those types of things. And even a treat like this, we can go ahead and break up, because you can freeze these bento boxes. So instead of trying to down this all in one serving, go ahead and break it up into several bento boxes, and you could have a delicious treat for not just today, but at least 4 days. And this is just some sliced turkey and some other really delicious foods as well. Also, watermelon, oranges, all that kind of thing, super delicious. And this is another fun idea with the rice and spaghetti sauce and having some fruit in there. This was a really good curry dish that we added, and added some spaghetti sauce and a delicious yogurt to go with that as well. This is a really good Greek yogurt. Is that all right? And the curry dish, and you could add pasta to that, but with a really good Greek yogurt, and just add some raspberries. But doesn't that look just so delicious? You got some fun fruits, you could have some vegetables. Instead of just having a salmon dinner, break this up into at least 4 bento boxes and being able to really enjoy that. Whenever I do these bento boxes, I always do at least 9 at a time. And lots of times it doesn't even take me more than 30 minutes to be able to make 9 meals, and then put the lids on, put them in the fridge. I have food for my husband, for me, and for anybody else who comes over. It's just, and you could eat a portion. You don't have to eat the entire contents of the bento box, but super fun. And even something like this scone, instead of trying to down it all in one serving, go ahead and cut that into several bento boxes and enjoy that for a couple of days. Same thing with this meat dish with mashed potatoes and corn. That could easily be broken up into a couple of bento. And this is my latest find. You guys probably already know about this, but I tasted this really delicious honey vanilla Greek Gods yogurt. That's the brand, is the Greek Gods. It is so delicious. My daughter brought this over the other day, and I had no idea it tasted that good. So there you go. That's some fun little ideas right there. I hope you like some of these ideas, and I'm eager to hear what you think about this. But thank you guys so much for watching this.